Hey guys, so I have to do this video. I just have to do this video. So, if you follow me on Instagram for a while, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of Dana. Like, I like the fighters in the UFC, but I cannot stand Dana. And the biggest issue that Dana tends to just ignore is the fact that fighters get paid hardly anything. In the MMA, basically, you make more money as a boxer. Well, obviously depends on what level, but whatever. And after the Logan Paul fight, everyone, like even fighters, were saying this needs to get sorted out because I can't remember the actual figure, but he made a lot. And Dana's response to Paula Costa is fucking disgusting. If it's true, I don't know. I saw a snippet of it on Instagram, so it might not be true, but that's pretty much, this is a quote from him. But apparently, hang on. Yeah, this one. So this is a quote from Dana. I don't think that's true. I think he did sign because we extended him. We extended his contract, taking the fight. But listen, don't fight. White said to TSN, I have to offer you 3 fights a year. This is my situation with all these guys. I offer you 3 fights a year. He doesn't have to fight. No problem. Don't fight. And another part says, guess what? You should have started a YouTube channel when you were fucking 13 years old and built your name and everything else, and you could have had the fight on a Saturday. So in brackets Sunday night. You're not a fucking YouTuber, you're a fighter. White then continued, and you're in no position to be talking about crazy money after your last performance. Go fuck yourself, because guess what? Guess you, Adesanya, yeah? You know how Adesanya's in your little pocket? You think he's the best and everything, yeah? When he did a shit fight, did you say anything? No. You just said it was either, oh my god, I can't stand him. Anyway, and then where was I? Okay, you either want to fight or don't want to fight, no problem. If you don't want to fight, you can hang out and do whatever you want when you're ready. Let me know. Is he fucking for real? The biggest problem with Dana. Okay, so first off, obviously boxing's been going on for how many years? There's multiple organisations and everything like that. The biggest problem with Dana. So you've got different organisations. You've got Bellator as well, but the biggest one is basically the UFC. The biggest problem with Dana is he doesn't like to work with other organisations or other than that. Now, I don't know how much money he makes, let's be honest. It could be the fact that he makes enough money where he could up the amount the fighters get. I don't know. But let's just go with the assumption that it's out of his pocket, or the company doesn't make that much money to be giving that amount of money. The same way as, boxers earn, like pro boxers. But anyway, so so there's that situation. He just wants to be a lone ranger. Another thing is he doesn't help the fighters, because don't forget, he's just signed a deal with, is it Reebok? So now fighters can't even advertise their sponsors when they're in the octagon because they can't. They have to wear Reebok stuff. I'm like, you were a dick. Honestly, this is what happens when you're an organization and you're the biggest one, and you think all it would take is other organizations to get, in MMA, to get as big as the UFC and to give, the money the fighters deserve. Like, it's okay for him. He's just standing on a pedestal, sitting on a pedestal, getting all this money. But you just have to remember that these fighters are fighting, like, they're putting their lives at risk, technically, because they could die in the octagon, they could die in the ring, and it's just, I don't blame him. But the fact that Dana's attitude is fucking disgusting, like unbelievably fucking disgusting, that I had to do this video. Like, I don't know why he thinks he has the right to say something like that. And the thing is, yeah, you say because Logan Paul or whatever, but he's if you look at boxing fighters and forget Logan Paul, forget Jake Paul, they can make a lot of money, and we're talking about big end, boxers. You'd consider Paul Acosta anyway above when it comes to like MMA, up there. But it just, Dana just says things where I just want to strangle him. Like everything Jake Paul says about Dana White is true. Like Jake Paul can be fucking annoying. Some of the things he says is like, what the fuck? But when it comes to Dana White, he's 100% right. It's just, this is kind of a rant video, but he's a dick. All I'm gonna say is it will take just one organization to rise up, be better than the UFC, and pay their fighters properly. But because there's only one and it's only him, one big one anyway, he thinks he fucking does whatever he wants. But he's got to be careful because these fighters could just disappear. As I said, it's going to take one organisation to offer, offer a decent wage to these fighters. I mean, they may even take it, and then all it all they may even take it, even though it may be not as, as high as the UFC. But with this organization, it's them being able to get all these fighters, then it will be as high as the UFC, because obviously all these fighters from the UFC is fucked off because they get a better. It's it's just all annoying. But as I said, Dana White just, he doesn't want to collab. He doesn't want to. He just wants to be a lone ranger. I'm gonna assume that's the reason why you can't pay them high, because you can't afford it. I say that like with my two fingers doing that thing, bending up and down in not quotation, whatever. I'm just gonna assume that's the reason. I mean, it could just be he's just damn fucking greedy and he wants more money to himself than his fighters, but he's got to be careful because they can just fuck off. That's all I'm saying. They can just fuck off. So he should be careful what he fucking says, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is my hot take on that situation. So bye, guys.